Alright, welcome on to this Vitality Doombolt Sentinel build update. So this is a super old build of mine, and it was kind of like intended to be more like just a meme build, honestly. As you can see, the component of my head and my chest is debatable, let's say it like that. Stun dress on the chest, the helmet, and like pierce dress on the chest is not necessarily what we want to do usually here. However, it kinda still fits and works, so I'm not gonna change it really. And well, how does this build even work? It is basically just a Doombolt, and that's it. However, Doombolt alone is obviously kind of bad. There is like a spam Doombolt build that I have, like a spam cold Doombolt Witch Hunter. This one doesn't actually spam, it's like 1.1 second recharge, as you can see. And for AoE, I basically just have like a bunch of curses. I have the Solaris Flame Curse, which like deals chaos damage and like has vitality resistance reduction. So this really is only RR because I actually only scale vitality damage and not chaos damage. Then Pox is decent damage, yes. Then we have the Plague of Consumption from the Pestilence of Dreeg with the prefix that has acid to vit, and also the Plague of Consumption that has like % vitality resistance reduction. There's like a bunch of these. This amulet is kind of like a 10th conduit in a way because it can like get different plagues on it. And this is one of the plagues, this is the plague you want. So this is a plague with vitality resistance reduction. And then of course also Curse of Frailty, right? So like you put Curse of Frailty, Plague of Consumption, Bloody Pox, and Solaris Flame on the enemy. You repeat that like every 8 seconds, I think. That's one 6-second duration, 10-second duration. So you kind of like want to press it like every 6 seconds ideally, right? Because of this one being like 6-second duration. And this one has a cooldown, so you will kind of like know when you have to reapply, right? You will have to reapply whenever this one is back up, right? So like if you put all curses on the enemy, you will see none of these have cooldowns except for this one. But like whenever this one is off cooldown, you know, okay, now you have to reapply because this one is already fading, and these are gonna like stay for like another like 2 seconds, and that's it. So you do want to like look at your cooldowns here. And what you do between that is basically only attack with Doombolt, right? That's what you do, like you run and shoot Doombolts. That's all you do. Which means this is not an S tier damage build, definitely not. However, I do actually like the build quite a lot on this current patch, because vitality damage is pretty strong now, and this build has like, you know, good physical resistance, and overall like actually decent stats, and it can kill Ravager, Callagadra, and clear SR 80 to 81. It can't do all of that super quickly, but it can do all of that on hardcore even, and it feels honestly rather safe as long as you play the build in its intended playstyle, which is a, well, you know, kite around and apply curses and then like shoot Doombolts. Also, as you can see, like there's like a shit ton of procs like just going on here all the time. There's like a proc from the Covenant of the 3 helmet here, the Black Flame. We have a proc from the medal here, and you also have like proc from the Eldritch Pact. So that's just keeps on going, you know, it's kind of funny. Okay, let's just look at the skills in the meantime. So Occultist, we're basically our main class here. What we're all about here is the Doombolt, right? Max out the Doombolt and then max out also the Bloody Pox, right? So like Pox is 22, wasting only at 17 points. Ideally you want this at 22 points too. However, I couldn't really like find a way to like get those points. If you can, without like sacrificing too many points somewhere else, then feel free to do so. And then also like 17 points in Black Death, because we are converting like some of the poison damage to vitality decay actually. And this also like gives you % vitality damage to the first 2 nodes. Possession 21 points only, ideally 22, for, well, like absorption, % vitality damage, and skill disruption, pretty nice. And then we have the 1 point in Solaris Witchfire, which like gives us % vitality damage, and the 1 point in second right here, which gives us vitality resistance. The flat vitality damage doesn't really get applied to anything, we don't really have any weapon damage, so that's kind of useless, but okay. I actually have 3 points here. I don't need 3 points here. I don't know why I have 3 points here, but because like I want to like press all of these every 6 seconds anyway. So you can like remove this down to 6 points, like just the 1 pointer is good enough, and then 16 points in vulnerability for vitality resistance reduction, obviously. 21 points in Blood of Dreeg for regen, OA, and just like a generic heal. And 18 points in Aspect of the Guardian for physical resistance, poison resistance, and % vitality damage. This still keeps on going, eh? Holy fuck. Okay, Oathkeeper side, 15 points Presence of Virtue for offensive ability, 12 points Haven for increased healing effectiveness, which makes, well, you know, all the leech of this build as well as of Dreeg be more effective, and also percent HP is never bad. 1 point of rebuke for just like some reflect damage resistance, I guess, like reflective damage reduction, and that's kind of it. Like the rest is kind of useless. 3 points of resilience actually to like get to plus 3% max aura whenever this procs, and also to get like even more healing whenever this procs. Actually really nice on this build, because even when you're like running away and this procs, you have like bunch of healing from devotions, which get more effective whenever this is up. 15 points ascension, just like tons of absorption and like percent damage, pretty decent. And this build has a like overall pretty good like uptime on this actually. 1 point in clarity of purpose for like percent away and like some CC resistances, not too bad either. 1 point in Guardians and 18 points on Celestial Presence for vitality resistance reduction, which you get when you convert these to the Science of Dreeg, right? If you convert these, you do not only convert their damage, but also their resistance reduction from the aura. So yeah, if you're playing Vitality, you obviously need the Transmitter. For Devotions, we are playing a somewhat standard Vitality page here. No Hourglass, but rather Hungering Void, Wendigo, Bat, Ratosh of course, right, this is the most important one, and then like Hawk, Turtle, Revenant, and like a bunch of others like tier 1s here. Fairly standard for Vitality, honestly. This is like one of the classic Vitality pages for like a caster. Nothing really like out of the ordinary here. But yeah, even though you don't have like any leech on any skill whatsoever really, like even the Doombolt has no leech, right, like nothing really leeches on this build, you have still tons of leech from like devotions. Like Vitality just generally gets tons of leech even from like just being Vitality damage, I guess. So they are like this build is safe as long as you kite, right? As long as you kite, you will be safe and you will have like enough you know, leech and you won't die. If you try to face tank though, with this armor, it is gonna be a bit tricky. The physical resistance is good though, however, so you're never really gonna get one shot. But with this low armor, you never wanna like face tank. But you don't have to face tank either, right? This is all curses and then like a point and click Doombolt, that's it. For gear, the Mythical Damnation is what basically gets this build going. This converts all the chaos damage on Doombolt to Vitality and gives you like more area of effect for Doombolt. Then we have the Covenant of the Three. This one gives you like -1 recharge to Doombolt and +1 to both Oathkeeper and Occultist. And then we have the Pestilence of Dreeg that I mentioned earlier, which has like another +1 all skills to Occultist. Void Heart, which gives you Vitality resistance reduction. It actually stopped now, interesting. And then Sign of the Fallen, which also has Vitality resistance reduction. This one actually got nerfed, so you could maybe like use a different one now actually. There are maybe other options. You can also like play the Mythical Curse Bearer, like the blue ring, but yeah, you can like Void Heart is obviously still great. This one is maybe not as great anymore, to be honest. You could like switch out this ring. Offhand, Codex of Violent Rifts. This one gives you another 1 second recharge to, no, actually 0.5 seconds recharge to Doombolt, and has chaos damage, which we're converting to vitality damage, right? The Judgment stuff is kind of cool, and Judgment looks cool, and I was playing Judgment on this build back in the past. However, it really only converts to chaos, so it is kinda useless, at least on this build. However, if you're for some reason playing a Chaos Judgment build, this looks really cool. For shoulders, Logorion's Corruption, kind of like a no-brainer for like a Doombolt build that has an open shoulder like slot, plus 3 points to Doombolt, Stun Res, Fizz Res, OA, DA, it has almost everything that you want anyway. And you can get like, I mean the affixes are good here, but you could like get even better ones honestly. Rift Warped Grasp, well, like a no-brainer for Doombolt, right? Minus 1.5 seconds recharge Doombolt, more chaos damage, less energy cost, what more do you want? Bone Shadow Threats, these are overall like just decent boots for pretty much like any physical vitality build, honestly. Physical resistance, plus 2 to pox, which we were using, so yeah, actually kind of fine. The proc is a little whatever, because you don't want to like get hit that much, but the stats themselves are good on these like boots. Mark of the Forbidden, this is one of the items that actually got buffed for Bloody Pox, so that we have now like more damage here on Bloody Pox. And I mean, also we get the Fumble Pool, the Toxic Gas Cloud, which is pretty fun too. Then we have the Girdle of Stolen Dreams, plus 1 all skills to Occultist, another one in Vulnerability, like another RR there. And this one can roll, as you can see, insane offensive ability, which is like basically what I'm using this for. Like if I press all my buttons here, like even Ascension, we have some very, very decent offensive ability. Like this is really nice. Eldritch Pact, +1 OCCULTIST Occultist, has a proc that I showed earlier. And actually also has regeneration, like health regeneration. So overall a very, very nice relic here. Of course, if you want to like go even safer, you could like play Serenity, right? That's always an option for hardcore at least. But I mean, just don't die, right? Formidable Gravathools, Laggards of Decay. These are pretty sick. Very nice prefix. Suffix is not that great, honestly. They have +3 to Celestial Presence, which is the resistance reduction skill from the Guardians. So these basically have like 3% resistance reduction on them, and then like a bunch of like stuff like physical resistance being the most important thing here. For the chest, I'm actually using a one-piece, single-piece Clairvoyance robe. I tried like other chests, but honestly, this chest is really good for casters. It has up to 5% physical resistance. OA, energy regen, which this build actually needs, and then like vitality and elemental rest, and also 2 points to Doombolt, which are, for obvious reasons, also great. So yeah, this is a one-piece Clairvoyant, because the one-piece Clairvoyant is actually not too bad, at least on this build. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me showing you this build. I'm gonna check out, or like rather you can check out the following gameplay that's gonna be played here. There is a Shadow Realm 80 to 81 run, a Ravager kill, and a Callagadra kill for you to enjoy. I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around on the next one.
How far shall we go? Well done.
is mine. Agony. Your soul is mine. Rise in agony. Your soul is mine.